Hello everybody. Let us begin with the first chapter of our chemistry textbook, that is part 1, and it is some basic concepts of chemistry. So in this chapter we will begin with the first important topic, and that is about classification of matter. In lower standard you have studied the classification of matter on the basis of the physical state, and accordingly matter is generally classified into solid, liquid and gas. There are two more states of matter also, but generally we focus on solid, liquid and gaseous state. But here today we are going to study classification of matter. It is just not on the basis of the interactive forces or on the basis of the physical state, but it is on the basis of the chemical composition of matter. So in this classification, matter is divided into two parts, pure substance and a mixture. Now pure substance means what? If any dirt particle or any stones or something else which is present in given matter or in given substance, then that is impure substance. But apart from that, suppose I have the mixture, I mix sugar with salt, then can I call sugar a pure substance or salt a pure substance? No. So here impurity doesn't mean always any dirt particle or stones or like that. But if any other substance, if it is present in a given substance, then also it is considered as a impurity for the given substance. Clear? So pure substance, in that all constituent particles are chemically identical. Chemically identical. See, this word is very important. Here I have taken the example of sodium, then sodium chloride, that is common salt, then water, then C6H12O6, glucose. Clear? Now these are considered as pure substance. Suppose I mix common salt with this glucose, then it is not a pure substance. But in that mixture I have taken two pure substances. So here pure substance means in the sample of, suppose we take NaCl, sodium chloride, then only the particles of NaCl are present. Clear? If I take the sample of sodium metal, then in that only the particles of sodium are present. If I take water, then in a glass of water only water particles are present. So that is the meaning of pure substance. Clear? So all the constituent particles, this particle can be atom, it can be molecule also. Clear? So here in case of sodium, we will talk about atom, because here sodium is in the elemental form. So here atom is the smallest particle. Clear? In sodium chloride, here the molecule will be the constituent particle. In water also molecule is constituent particle. Same way in glucose. So all the constituent particles are chemically identical. They are same. Means in the sample of sodium chloride only the particles of sodium chloride are present, which are chemically identical, which are chemically same. So that is the meaning of a pure substance. Clear? Then comes mixture. Now can this glucose or water or this NaCl be considered as a mixture? Then no. Mixture means the particles of two or more pure substances present in any ratio. In any ratio. See, I can mix this salt with water in order to prepare mixture. Now in that salt solution, particles of two or more substances, here I have taken two substances, sodium chloride and water. So these two particles, they are present in any ratio. In a glass of water, if I add a pinch of salt, then also it is a mixture. If I add 1 spoon of salt, then also it is a mixture. If I fill the glass, half of the glass with salt and half with water, then also it is a mixture. So in mixture, the substances or the particles of two or more pure substances, See, if I take salt water, so in that salt is a pure substance, water is also a pure substance. So two or more pure substances are mixed up in any ratio. Clear? In salt, the ratio of sodium and chloride ion is fixed. In water, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen atoms is fixed. In glucose, the ratio of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is fixed. But in mixture, the ratio is not fixed. Clear? And that is why here this example means this glucose or water or sodium chloride cannot be considered as a mixture. Clear? Though they are also the combinations of two or more different particles, but here the particles are present in a fixed ratio, and here the ratio can vary, and that is why the mixture is different from that of this type of compounds. Clear? So here I have taken example of sugar solution in water. Sugar in water, like salt in water. I can add as much amount of sugar I want in one glass of water, but that will form a mixture. Clear? Similarly, tea. Clear? So in tea also we mix up milk, then water, then tea powder, then sugar powder, then that tea masala. So all these things we mix together. Clear? When we consider them individually, then they are all pure substance. But when these pure substances are mixed up, then it will constitute a mixture. Now in tea also the proportion or the ratio of the components present is not fixed. Some people may like more water and less milk in that tea. Some people may require more sugar and less tea powder than in the water and milk in equal proportion. Clear? So it vary, that ratio, that proportion may vary from person to person. Another example is of coffee. Again we can say some people may prefer to drink pure milk, and into that they add coffee powder. So that is also coffee. If I want to make coffee, then I may take some amount of water, then milk, and then sugar, and then coffee powder. So then also it is a coffee. Clear? Then air. So air is also the mixture of different gases in which the gases are present in different proportion. Clear? In air, if we consider nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, then helium gas, argon gas, carbon dioxide gas, water vapor, all these are pure substances in their own, but when they are mixed up, then we get air. Is it clear? So in air also the proportion or the ratio of these pure substances, pure gases which are present is not fixed. Clear? In mixture, components can be separated by some physical methods. Suppose I take sugar solution, means sugar is added in water. Clear? Now if I evaporate water, then I will get sugar back. Clear? Same way salt solution. So if I evaporate water, then I will get salt. So from the mixture, the components can be separated by simple physical techniques. Clear? Okay. So this is the main classification, pure substance and mixture. Now pure substance is further classified into two categories. One is element and the other is compound. Element means same type of atoms or molecules present in a pure substance. We can say that in element the constituent particle is atom. Sometimes it is molecule also. How? Suppose I take sodium metal. So in sodium metal only sodium atoms are present. We don't call sodium molecules. Clear? So sodium atoms are present. Aluminium metal, so in that aluminium atoms are present. Gold metal, in which gold atoms are present. Clear? So these are the elements in which atoms are the constituent particles. But suppose we take hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, chlorine gas. So these are diatomic gases. They are also in elemental form, means they are made up of only one type of atom. But here the individual atom is not the constituent particle. These atoms are present as a diatomic molecule. Clear? So in this cases, though these are also considered as elements, but here the constituent particle is a molecule. Clear? So element is made up of same type of atoms or molecules. Then comes compounds. When two or more different types of atoms combine in fixed ratio, then compound is formed. Or we can say that when two or more different types of elements, when they combine in a fixed ratio by laws of chemical combination, then compound is formed. Clear? So the smallest particle which is formed by such chemical combination of two or more different types of atom is known as molecule. So the smallest particle of the compound is molecule. Clear? Here it is not atom. It is always molecule. But in case of element, the smallest particle can be either atom or molecule. Clear? So in compound, we can say that when two or more different types of atoms or different types of elements, when they combine in a fixed ratio by laws of chemical combination, then we get the smallest particle which is called molecule, and that molecule is the particle of the compound. Clear? So here you can see the difference. Compound can be considered as mixture, but mixture cannot be considered as a compound. Clear? So here the particles are present in a fixed ratio. For example, water. So in water, it is always, you take the sample of water from anywhere, it always contains two hydrogen atoms combined with one oxygen atom. So this ratio is fixed. Clear? Carbon dioxide, in that one carbon atom is attached to two oxygen atoms. So this is by the laws of chemical combination. Clear? So molecule is the smallest particle in the compound. Examples: water, then carbon dioxide, then sulfuric acid, then glucose. All these are the examples of compound in which two or more than two different types of elements are present in a fixed ratio. Clear? Fixed ratio means their chemical composition is fixed, it is constant, it cannot be changed. Is it clear? Then particles cannot be easily separated. From the compounds, particles cannot be easily separated. Clear? If I want to separate hydrogen and oxygen atoms from water, then by simple physical techniques it is not possible. I will have to go for some special chemical techniques. Like if I carry out electrolysis of water, then I will get hydrogen gas and oxygen gas at different electrodes. So there are some special techniques by which the elements or the atoms present in the given compound can be separated, but it is not an easy task. One more thing, when two or more different atoms, when they form a compound, then they lose their identity. Clear? For example, water. Water is formed when hydrogen reacts with half mole of oxygen. So water is formed. Now here hydrogen is a different pure substance. Oxygen is also a different pure substance, and the water which is formed by combination of these two is also a pure substance. Clear? Hydrogen and oxygen, these are here elements. Clear? They are in elemental form. They are diatomic element. So when they combine with each other, then water is formed. Now when water is formed, then these two elements will lose their identity. For example, hydrogen is a combustible gas and oxygen is a supporter of combustion. Without oxygen, combustion is not possible. Clear? So both of them are having different characteristics. They have their own identity. But when they are mixed up in this ratio and when water is formed, then their identities are lost. Means water which is formed is used as a fire extinguisher. So when there is a leakage of hydrogen gas and if there is availability of oxygen, then there will be fire. There will be combustion of hydrogen. But to extinguish that fire, water can be used. So in water, both of them, they lose their identity, they lose their characteristic, they lose their individual behavior. Clear? Okay. So here I have written the we were talking about this, the particles from the compound cannot be easily separated. So this is all about pure substance, which is further classified into element and compound. Now we'll go for mixture. It is also classified into two categories: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homo means same, hetero means different. Clear? Homogeneous mixture means uniform mixture. From that mixture, the individual compounds or the components which are present, they cannot be clearly seen, they are not clearly visible, they cannot be easily separated, and the properties of the components will be uniform throughout. For example, when sugar is dissolved in water, if we stir it well till the sugar dissolves completely, then we get uniform mixture, uniform sugar solution. Now in this sugar solution, we cannot say that in this portion sugar molecules are there or in this portion water molecules are there. Properties of the mixture will be uniform throughout. From the glass of sugar solution, if you take the 1 teaspoon of that solution to taste, then either you take from the upper part or you take from the middle or you take from the bottom, it will taste same. Clear? So the properties are identical, they are uniform throughout. Means in the uniform mixture, the composition is uniform throughout. Means sugar solution, it is not having different chemical formula, it is always sugar plus water. Clear? So from any part of the solution you take out that mixture, it will have same chemical composition. Means in the same proportion sugar and water are mixed up. Clear? In that mixture. So homogeneous mixture means the uniform mixture from which the components cannot be or they are not visible easily, and the composition is uniform throughout, the properties are uniform throughout, and the particles are distributed uniformly throughout the mixture. Clear? So here again I have taken the example of air. From air, when you breathe air, we are breathing oxygen, but we know that air is the mixture of different gases. So can we separate out that I will breathe only oxygen? No, we are inhaling the air as a whole. Is it clear? Or we cannot say that in this room I have the mixture, that is air, but I cannot say that in this portion nitrogen is there, in this portion oxygen is there, in this portion hydrogen is present. No, it is not possible. Clear? So air is also a homogeneous mixture. Then heterogeneous mixture. Hetero means different. Clear? So here, though the components are present in a different proportion, clear, but here they are clearly visible. For example, if I take sand and if I put it into the glass of water, if I stir it well for so many hours or so many days, clear, but when I will stop stirring, then automatically that sand will settle down and water will remain on the in the upper part. Clear? So I can clearly see that yes, this portion is of sand and this portion is occupied by water. Is it clear? So the components of the mixture, they are clearly visible. Clear? Another example I have taken, grain and pulses. Clear? Grain and pulses means, for example, when we make khichdi, then we mix rice and pulse, that is the dal. So here these two are clearly visible, though it is a mixture. Clear? I have taken in different proportion. Clear? So the proportion is different, it is a mixture, but it is heterogeneous mixture. I can clearly see that yes, this is rice, this is dal. Is it clear? So the grain and pulses, that mixture is a heterogeneous mixture. Similarly, sugar and salt, that is also heterogeneous mixture. We can clearly see that this is sugar particle, this is salt particle, unless and until both are in finely divided form. Clear? Okay. Now this here also, from the mixtures the components can be easily separated. For example, sugar and salt, if we have that mixture, or if sugar is mixed with sand, then both look identical. Clear? And that's why if I want to separate them, then what is the simple technique? I will add water to it. So sugar will dissolve, I will filter out. So in the filtrate I will have sugar solution and sand will remain in the funnel. Now from sugar solution, if I evaporate water, then I will get sugar. Clear? So there are some physical means by which the components present in the mixture can be separated. So in short, mixture is the means it is the combination of two or more pure substances which are present in different proportion. Clear? They don't have a fixed ratio. I can say yes, this water has formula H2O. I can say glucose has formula C6H12O6. But I cannot say that I have a fixed formula for sugar solution or salt solution. Clear? So their composition is different, and from the mixture components can be separated, but from the compound it is very difficult to separate the components or the particles present in it. Clear? So this is all about classification of matter. In the next class we will go for the laws of chemical combination by which these compounds are formed. Clear? So till then, goodbye, have a nice time. Thank you very much.